All right, so I'm sitting down here in my basement and I got something pretty interesting I wanted to share with my electrical panel, and we'll get to the bottom of it in this video. Basically, I got water coming in. So, big storm just rolled through. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. We lost power. Went and fired up my military generator out back, the MEP 803A. Then I come down to, got these printed here for in case I'm not home for somebody else, but I have my custom interlock switch. Flipped that and turned my breaker on in the panel. So, with the main off, you can turn the generator breaker on to power the panel, which the panel is live right now. I then noticed, this was like an hour ago, but I noticed water trickling down my breakers. So I was like, oh my gosh, let me pop this panel off. And here is what I found. I have water droplets coming down one of my main 200 amp power leads, and it's not on the insulation. It's not coming from here. It's actually coming down the wire itself. So I guess the top must have a problem. You can see what I've done is I just put this little Dunkin' Donuts cutoff piece here, gutter there, and another gutter here because it was actually going in, it was going into these breakers and it was running inside of this 200 amp breaker as well. You might be looking at all these surge protectors. I got 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. That big boy, and I have one on the outside as well, because I once got a power surge hit the house and I lost like $5,000 worth of electronics, and it was a nightmare. So since then I kind of splurged and dumped some money on an Intermatic and 2 of these little Eaton surge protectors. Green lights are still on, they seem good. This Intermatic one's pretty cool. You can actually shut the breaker off and then you pop these out and they're replaceable. So if they ever go bad or you do get a power surge, they're replaceable cartridges in those. Here we are on the outside of my house behind some arborvitaes and in between this fence. That's where my power meter is. The lead comes out of the basement wall, comes up in here, and I think I found a couple problems. Up top of here, I already took it off, but it had this dry rotted like caulk, so it wasn't sealing it very well. The water was running down this cable and getting inside of there. And then here's the other surge protector I was talking about. I got this Leviton that goes in between your power meter. You can see still have no power from Pico right now, but popping this open, this actually had no lock on it at all. Spinning this. Don't do this at home. It's dangerous if you're not an electrician, which I'm not, but I'm not going to touch anything here. Looks like the water was coming from up top there, and you can see all that corrosion. However, it looks like it's coming from inside of the wires too, so I'm going to have to get up on the roof, take a look up there too. But so running down this wire, hitting that lead, and then dripping down. Let's see if I can get you a picture down onto this one, hitting the aluminum conductor and running down inside of that into the bottom. So my fix is gonna be probably running a silicone all over this after getting it cleaned up, and then I'm thinking some kind of little roof over this because you can't see it back here anyway. It's secluded, and looks like I gotta pressure wash my house too. And then of course I'm gonna get up on the roof here and find out what's going on up there too. I tell you, carpenter bees just love cedar. Look at this. You sons of bitches. You got this hole here that goes like forever, goes all the way up there. Started drilling that one. They just love it. And here's what it looks like up on the roof. These are the skinny lines are the ones coming from the power lines, and then go into the thicker 200 amp, and they U up. They go in a U shape there and back down into the cable. So couldn't really see any water getting in there, but I'll definitely put some sealant or caps over those balls of electrical tape to make sure that's not a possibility. And you can see I really need a roof soon. It's pretty bad. When I moved in 10 years ago, a guy said I needed shingles ASAP. And I mean, I can't believe how many of these little pebbles have been coming off of here. It just fills these gutters up, and then I clean them out. But once those are gone, it really exposes these shingles, and then the shingles are like paper thin now. Here's what we got for a fix. I cleaned off everything off of there and cleaned it up real good. Used silicone. You can see I globbed it all up and brought it up about 4 inches or so. Some anti-corrosive spray on that. And then down in here, I took the meter out, cleaned out any corrosion I could, used electrical cleaner on it, and then dielectric greased the crap out of it. Just kind of slopped it all over everything. So that way, if it leaks off of that bung again, or lug, it's not gonna, hopefully not drip down into that one. And then you can see down here, I silicone the crap out of that too. So that will take care of things on the inside here, hopefully. Had some old stainless sheet metal, kick it around, and that's what I came up with. Just hacked a little hole in the top there, goes around that. I would have liked to bring the roof up higher, but there's no way I really would have waterproofed it around the whole thing above here. I don't know, it just would have been tough. So this silicone's really UV resistant, and I'll probably hit it with something else in the future, like paint, to keep the UV from breaking it apart, and just check it again in the future. But I think this is going to be good enough. And now for something to cover these up on the top, just in case water is seeping in through that tape. I think I got just the thing in my hoarder collection of plastic bottles here.
Should have a couple breaks for the bottles that work good. This one, wine bottle, that'll work. Yeah, that's a
PAG oil bottle, that'll work. There you go. Looks so professional. Now, some of you guys are probably looking at this like you have really thin wires coming from the poles to the 200 amp wires. But when I first moved in, I asked the guy from Pico, when he was out here, I asked him about this, and he said apparently since these are air cooled, he's like, nope, they're plenty rated for 200 amps. So I kind of just took his word, but it doesn't seem right to me. If any of you guys know the proper answer, comment down below and let me know. I suppose looking back up, looks kind of like a hack job. Maybe I'll try to find something that's a little bit more presentable than that and still accomplishes the same thing. A couple other last minute notes here. Now, getting water into your panel is usually an issue you have with overhead electric service. If your wires are coming out of the basement, going right into the ground, and that's where your box, your meter is, this usually isn't an issue. And I failed to mention one of the other really common ways this can you get water in here is if the sheath starts fraying or has any holes in it, the water will get in there and then run down the inside of the sheathing. So that's something to look for as well. I'm sure some electricians are going to see this video and beat me all up in the comments section though. Aha! I will get to try it out because it's freaking downpouring now. So we're going to go down to the basement here in a second and see if that's leaking. And looking over at the box, you can see things are staying nice and dry under here. Oh yeah, it's got this little roof. Love it. It's been steady raining for about an hour now. Had a solid 15-minute downpour and I have no leaking. So I would have to say that problem has been fixed. As soon as it stops raining, I'm going to go check the outside box too, pop that cover off, see if any water got in there. But definitely nothing coming down in here. The rain has subsided. Let's take a look under here. Everything's dry underneath it here. This is dangerous. Don't do this at home with everything being wet, you know. Let's see if any water made it inside. Uh-oh, look at that. There are still water droplets. So that means there must be a problem in the sheathing. That's really a shame to see. No water coming in the basement, so the dielectric grease fixed that. But yeah, you see that black wire on the right? There's still a trickle coming from the inside of that. So the water is getting in there somewhere. Well, found the problem. See the top of this cable? As I did a more thorough inspection here, it does have some dry rot and breaks going down further here. So my fault for not doing a more thorough inspection of the cable. I just looked at it up top and it looked to be in good shape up there. But definitely got sun rotted and damaged, and that's how the water's getting in there. Obviously, if this roof had a overhang, this wouldn't be such an issue. But for now, I'm going to make this a part 2 video. I'm thinking I'm going to replace the whole cable and do conduit instead. Thinking either do a mast coming straight up off there, or maybe PVC conduit coming up and then following the roof angle. Let me know down below what you think. And does anybody know if you can put this 200 amp service cable inside a conduit? I haven't done the research on it, but my guess would be probably not. So anyway, I guess you live and learn. I'm still happy with the other upgrades that I did to it though. And yeah, check out part 2. I'll plug a link to it up there and let you know how I make out with the proper fix of replacing the cable. Make sure to drop me a thumbs up on this one. Until next time, this is Chris Brown here, No Nonsense Know How, and yeah, that's how you find a leak the hard way.